Hey everybody, Backpacker Luke here, and today we're going to be talking about the R value in sleeping pads. Why am I laying like this? Because it's the only way I could figure out to show you all of these guys while I was laying on it. So we're going to talk about the R value in each of these today, and what the differences are, and what R value means. All right, let's get into it. Go! Yeah. So if you didn't figure out by my intro, we're going to be talking about the R value in these pads today, and what R value actually is and why it matters and all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to get right into it. I have my notes over here, so you see me looking over this direction. That's why. First one we're going to be talking about today is the Thermarest ProLite, ProLite Plus regular size. All of these are like regular size because I'm just a regular person. So there's that. One thing you want to know about this is the Thermarest ProLite is 3.2 on the R value scale. So what is R value? R value is basically just the heat rating. So it's how much it insulates you from the ground. So that's basically what an R value is. So when you're laying on this pad, how much R value do you get? How much insulation do you get from the ground? And from kind of, if you don't know, the ground basically saps the heat from you when you're laying on it. So R value is telling you how much warmer this will keep you from the ground, basically. So the ProLite Plus has an R value of 3.2. Just to give you an idea, this is actually from Thermarest's website. So just to give you an idea, Thermarest kind of scales R values in the following way. Summer, you just need an R value of like 1 to 2. For 3 season, which is spring, summer, fall, an R value of like 2 to 4. And for 4 season, obviously counting winter, is 4 to 6. And then extreme cold, so you're way out in Siberia or the northern reaches of Canada or something like that, where you're getting like really extreme colds, you want an R value of like 6 plus. So give you an idea. So this guy is an R value of 3.2. And something you should know about this one is this guy is different from this Thermarest pad. And the big reason that these two are different is this is an all air pad. So you literally, there's nothing else inside of it. It's just, it's basically like an air mattress for backpacking. That's all it is. There's nothing else inside of here. There's no insulation, extra insulation like lining it or inside of it. This guy is actually really cool because it actually has, you might not be able to see. Let me see if I can get like really close. So you can kind of see the dimples there. What this is actually a foam inside of this that is shaped like that. So it's cut out for a couple of reasons. One is you get better, you get better venting of heat if you have too much heat, but also it cuts down on weight because you don't have a full sheet of foam inside of here. They cut out little hexagons in it so that you can just drop a little bit of weight from it. But also, they call it a self-inflating pad. It is not a self-inflating pad. That's a good name for it because the marketing is really great. But what happens is that you basically don't have to blow it up as much. So it still compacts down quite well, about this size right about here, right? That's my official sizing. So it still comes down to about this size, but you can also inflate it much more quickly because you're not filling it entirely with like your own breath. It only takes about half as much air to inflate this guy as like a full air pad. But yeah, it has like a foam liner in it and also helps the insulation value because that foam helps retain some heat. So that's what an R value is, and what the R value of this fella is. Next one we're going to talk about is this guy. I used it a second ago as an example. So also an interesting thing to note is all these pads I inflated 3 days ago. So, and I haven't touched them again. So all the, just kind of like the inflation rate of them and how much they're deflating over 3 days is sort of a nice indicator of what you can expect from the pad. So, so this guy is one that I took on backpacking trips for years. And now if my wife goes with me or if I have someone that I'm bringing with me that doesn't have their own gear, this is the one I give people because it's warmer. It's a little bit bigger. This is the one I use for myself because it deflates overnight. Yeah, not a great ad for Thermarest again. This is the Thermarest Neo Air Uberlite. The Uberlite has an R value of 2.3. So to give you a reminder, summer is 1 to 2, 3 season is 2 to 4. So this is like barely 3 season. You're not going to want to take this out super cold, or even like in the fall, really. So it's like basically a summer pad or just a very lightweight ultralight pad. So Yeah, this is a full air pad. You can see, oh, I don't know if you can, but I can see all the way through when I'm looking at it. And it's starting to deflate after a couple days. So you might not be able to tell, but it has definitely lost some of its like rigidity. So it's a full air pad. This guy, you might remember him from a video I made recently about this sleeping pad. It's actually from Amazon. It's like $25, and it's a little bit heavier, a little bit bigger to pack than the other pads I've shown you already. But it actually retains its inflation really well. It's also a full air pad, but they have the unique shape here to help you not have to inflate it quite as much, and gives you also these channels so that it helps with like breathability and that kind of stuff. And then it's also the little pillow on this side, and then if you use the other side, you can inflate it with your foot as a foot pump, so you're not putting your air into it and passing out in the mountains from the altitude and then blowing a bunch of air into this guy. So that actually is very nice. The thing is, I'm going to tell you right now, this guy does not anywhere have an R value rating, so that's a bummer. I would say since it's a full air pad like this guy, it's a full air pad just like this, but this is a lot thicker, a lot sturdier. I would say it has an R value of a slightly higher than this one, but not much. So if I had to guess, I'd say this pad is maybe a 3, whereas the NeoAir Uberlight, which is a full air pad, was like a 2.3. 3 might be a little generous on this one, but it is much thicker, which is going to retain heat better, and it stays inflated really well, actually. So that's why I would give it a slightly higher R value rating, but you're sacrificing a lot of weight for it as well, because it's not the lightest pad in the world. So there you go. So this next pad is one that I'm going to call it a sleeping pad. It is just this right here. So this is it, and this is how thin it is. Huh. Is that how you like get a tan? Sorry. So this is what I took on my ultralight backpacking trip across Spain and Iceland and Ireland and all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to keep a very lightweight pack. This guy helped me get to a, like, I don't know, 8.5 pound base weight, 9 pound base weight, something like that, with a frameless pack, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to talk about frameless packs in another video, but yeah, this helped me kind of get down to a very light base weight, but really all I was using it for was to put something between me and the ground. So the R value of this guy, if you cannot tell, is like 0. It's like 0.1. There's no R value. Basically, it just helped me cushion from rocks and dirt and sticks and that kind of stuff in my back a little bit. So yeah, you can also see, yeah, it's pretty much the size of my torso. When I bought this, it was actually a full-size pad with like square edges and everything. And what I did was just cut it down to fit my torso so that I just had something between me and the ground, but I cut out as much weight as I could. So that's why I did this one. But I just wanted to show you, like, this is like what you get with somebody who's just really doing like base weight ultralight backpacking, is basically no pad, or this guy that you can just, I had it rolled up like this and put into my bag, or on top of my bag. I can't remember. I think it was in my bag, and I used it actually. I kind of did this and put it in the back of my frameless pack. So it gave me something for my back to rest up against and cushioned me a little bit from like the items in my frameless bag that would just kind of normally poke you and that kind of stuff. So that's for another video. But yeah, this is the 4th sleeping pad that I have used. And yeah, that's just what I want to show you. So that's R value anyway. That's R value in a pad. That's kind of R value in some sleeping pads that you might see on the market. I could recommend any of these. The Amazon one I have not taken out. This is the only one I have not taken backpacking yet, because I just haven't gone on a trip since I picked this guy up. But it's not a bad pad. But yeah, that's R value. So there you go. Hope that was helpful for you. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.